Today we're going to be discussing issues that have been arising. So this now is the news segment brought to you by Raven Radio called VRC News and VRC Updates. First thing we're going to get into right now is this here is a non-biased news network taking information only provided by the sources and not by community. So for our first press release on VRC News, we have the issue that came up with mods being banned by the new anti-cheat system that has been implemented by VRC. Sad to say, this announcement came in from VRC MG. They did announce that their API is now officially closed. They have basically channel logged all their mods and have been hidden. They do apologize, but they have no choice in the matter, especially with the ongoing investigation / banning of certain, well, if not all, mods. However, other VR apps that do and promote the same group interactions, such as VRC, they do invite you over to them. Now, I will let you know some of these groups, by what has been investigated, will have differences to VRC you will not be used to. We will look into those momentarily in another segment. However, moving on to more company news, we have the section from VRC headquarters released on July 28th, 2022. This is part of their official community updates coming from the company themselves, so keep in mind they are just announcing what they are doing. This is not based off of anyone's decision in particular. However, a lot of people seem to think that the person who is delivering these messages is the source of the issue, and I can promise you the messenger is not to blame here. He is called a messenger for a reason. So, without further ado, July 28th, 2022. Production design and task meeting. The production and design teams have been spending 100% of their time in the last few days gathering community feedback and translating it into actionable charges for future ads. The community team has been in direct contact with several community leaders, such as Helping Hands, among others, to gather feedback. A large database now exists with all the feedback and information we have gathered. A full meeting of all production, design, and engineering staff met for an hour and a half to discuss. Tasks were sorted by priority, mostly informed by impact to accessibility, and how close each item was to being ready to ship. The focus was placed on speed above all else, with the understanding that this might result in. The team went through the highest items in the list and assigned them to engineers. Normally there's a bit more process to this, where projects have tasks and then the tasks are handed down to engineers. But in the interest of time and utilizing people's interests in working on specific things, we let people take things that were outside of their normal wheelhouses. If they were interested in it, that is. Tasks were opened up to team-wide feedback for any additional notes and insights. Historically, this has worked out very well. Most people that work on VRChat also play VRChat, and a lot. So tasks were opened up to team-wide feedback for any additional notes and insights. Historically, this has worked out very well. Most people that work on VRChat also play VRChat. So a lot of people have input most of the time. Approximately 2 weeks of development was laid out. There's more features after this list, but things are being doled out as fast as development completes. After the first batch of changes, the second batch will be built and assignments will be reassessed so that the projects that were paused can resume. Regardless, every feature and change that was gathered by production and design is being considered at the very least, and in the vast majority of cases, is being implemented. Some logistics were discussed. First off, Monday, August 1st is a holiday for VR chat. We have a mix of Canadian and US company holidays. Some plans was done to account for this. Second off, there was discussion about potentially getting a release out this week, maybe as a network compatible open beta. There might be some features that are done enough to release for people to try stuff out. The general consensus was, let's see what happens. That is the latest development as of right now on the VRC and development from these other EMC and modding corporations. We do hope that they do manage to get something worked out, especially for a bunch of people that have started having more and more issues. This has been your host, Kat, from Raven Radio. We hope to see you next time, and hopefully we will have better news development. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have a good day. Bye. Breaking news. This just came up literally as I stopped recording the last segment. This is a new statement coming to you live from EMM VRC Network, released August 2nd, 1:13 a.m. Earlier today, VRChat submitted a cease and desist to the creator of the VRC private server project. We estimate that this letter was written by a high-tier law firm and probably cost about $10,000 plus. VRChat is on the war path against modders, and that's not something I want to mess with. As a result of this, and also due to inactivity on the network, we will be taking the EMM VRC network down in 3 days. Keep in mind that is posted on August 2nd, 2022, which means that on August 5th, 2022, EMM VRC will no longer exist. This includes all avatar exports, downloaded servers, and avatar search. It is not safe to host anymore. If you still need your avatar list for any reason, please submit an export request through the hashtag network-support before the 4th of the month. After that, we will not be able to honor any export requests, and the database will be taken offline permanently. This is extremely dangerous behavior by VRChat and means that not only is VRC modded dead, but other communities could be next. As a reminder, NSFW, not safe for work content, and actively are against VRChat TOS. So I would not be surprised if that could be their next target. They very clearly do not care about the potential aftermath and are going to do anything necessary to, quote-unquote, purify their platform. I strongly urge you to not pay for/renew VRChat Plus and make your voices heard across the platform's reviews. Steam links here, Oculus links, and Viveport will be connected down in the description as out of respect for EMMVRC's announcement here, since they had links directed to this network. I also strongly urge you to check out the alternatives. Most of us are heading to Chill Out VR, but Neos VR is also a great option. Both of these our projects are made by people that actually care for their users and are constantly growing and getting better. In a lot of cases are better than VR chat. And finally, and I really shouldn't have to say this, don't harass the VR chat devs. Tupper is a community manager and has nothing to do with the decisions made up by the higher-ups. Keep things civilized, please. I'm sorry things have come to this. Again, this is not the announcement I wanted to write, but necessary for the sake of everyone in the project. I wish you an adequate day, or an adequate or above day. EMMVRC. The team went through the highest items in the list and assigned them to engineers. Normally there's a bit more process. I'm having a fucking stroke here. Normally there's, as per from the studio of EMM and Alpha Blend Interactive. Here we have a news segment. Fuck, too many words. I'm word vomiting. God damn it. However, this has been your host, Kat, from Violet